कि मैं इतना खुश हो रहा हूँ. So वो appraisal का 3% कैसे count होता है? For that there are technology, there are science on which they have made the data scientists, and that's why you access any company, you always find the job opening for the data analyst, because data is everything. Data is even costed as the gold and diamond, even the platinum. So they are playing with the data, and that payroll fraud is the one where they are going to use that data for making company into the loss. Then insider trading, like I'm working here in the Sandeep University. I have opened my own organization, and मैं संदीप यूनिवर्सिटी के बच्चों की बुक, यूनिफॉर्म, फूड सब कुछ मैं ही सप्लाई करूंगा और बोलूंगा किसी और के नाम पे XYG. अगर मैं आपको बोलूंगा वहां से लोग नहीं लेते हो तो मैं नंबर काट दूंगा आपके. Right? So this is called the insider threat. So insider threat is the one which is on a very high into the corporate, not into the academic institution, because in academic institution, if teacher is referring you something, they are referring so that you can learn something good, right? Because if you are going to learn something good, you are going to get something better into the future as an expert. So Ponzi schemes, and I'm sure that बहुत सारे लोगों ने 11-12 पे Ponzi scheme के शिकार जरूर हुए होंगे. बाइक में 100 रुपए लगाओ 1000 रुपए मिलेंगे, जितने में इतने रुपए लगाओ इतने देते. Ponzi schemes are very on high. Identity theft, आप लोगों में से कितने लोगों के फेसबुक, या अब तो फेसबुक वाली जनरेशन नहीं है ना, आप लोग तो स्नैपचैट, इंस्टाग्राम, डिस्कॉर्ड वाली जनरेशन है. हम लोग पैदा हुए थे आउटपुट पे और फेसबुक पे अभी भी स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं. सो आप लोग जो इंस्टाग्राम और स्नैपचैट वाली जनरेशन है, कितने लोगों के इसका इंस्टाग्राम अकाउंट फेक बने तो होंगे ना किसी के. सारे झूठ बोल रहे इसका मतलब, और सर से बोल के लाइट डिटेक्शन करवाता हूँ. सो आइडेंटिटी. चलो अच्छा, चल दूसरा क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, आपने कितनों के बनाए हैं? कितने एंजल्स के अकाउंट बनाए हैं बता दो. झूठ तो बोलो मत, ठीक? बनाए होंगे, चलो ठीक है. सो उस आइडेंटिटी थेफ्ट से लोग लॉस हो रहे हैं, एंड द बिगेस्ट क्राइम नाउअडेज which is reported by the I4C, right, and the NCRB, is the extortion by making the fake profile, and people are committing suicide also. They are committing murder also. So it's a very, very serious concern where the identity theft we are not reporting properly. So money laundering and spying. So these payroll fraud, either they are advanced retention they are having, or they are having the buddy punching fraud. कि मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ, मेरे जैसे आप प्रॉक्सी अटेंडेंस लगाते हो ना, जब अटेंडेंस का भी टीचर हाथ में लिख के मांग ले तो उसमें किसी का भी नाम लगा देते हो, करते हो ना. अब इसमें तो हाँ बोल दो. वेरी गुड. सो होस्ट एम्प्लॉय, those who are not the employee of the organization, and unauthorized access hours. होम वर्क फ्रॉम होम से आजकल दिखाते हैं ना, एक माउस लगा दो और पंखे में माउस चलता रहेगा, तो जीरा पे नोटिफिकेशन जाती रहेगी. कंपनी वाले तो सोचेगा अरे वाह मोहित तो बड़ा काम कर रहा है, बाद में लगा मोहित तो शादी में अटेंड कर रहा है, और मोहित भूल गया कि शादी की फोटो उसको इंस्टाग्राम पे नहीं डालनी थी, तो जो मैनेजर भी देख रहा है उसको. सो by having all these trails, connecting all these trails, once we go for taking any action into the corporate, after doing all these investigation for unauthorized access hours, they are taking extra money from the company, and in that we are getting a good evidences from the computer, because once they are doing this kind of attendance through the machine or unauthorized access out to the machine, the pattern will be similar. You just click your mouse 10 times, no pattern is going to be similar. But if the machine is going to click, that will be the similar pattern. So similar logs, similar times, so all these forensic analysis is required to do, so that you can give, yes, Mr. C, you can be prosecuted from the company because you have given the wrong analysis. So apart from that, the fraud which is on the very high level called the moonlighting fraud. कितने लोगों ने moonlighting fraud सुना है? नहीं? So moonlighting fraud is a fraud where a person who is who is working into two different companies with the same code, with the same kind of work. So if they are doing such kind of thing, it's an illegal activity. Data breach के अंदर उसके ऊपर केस हो सकता है. So this is on a very high, and in a few years back we have done this investigation, like in 2021 for the Wipro, and around 356 people had been sacked from the company just on the basis of our report. So उसमें कैसे हम report करेंगे? We have to check their laptop, their activity into the laptop. They are having, like as very rightly said yesterday by Master, low card exchange principle. कभी ना कभी तो गलती करेगा ना, वो आपको ढूंढना आना चाहिए कि कैसे करा हुआ है. So moonlighting fraud, big company like SCL, Tech Mahindra, Wipro, Infosys, TCS, they are suffering. The reason behind that, we are lacking with the IT professionals. IT professional with a good development skills, we are lacking. That's why the one people is doing with us several work. And like for example, I cannot give my PAN card, I cannot give my account. Otherwise, if two companies going to merge or the Form 16 going to merge, they will get to know that the same PAN card is working for the TCS and the Infosys. So what I'll do, I'll make a dummy person, right? I'll make Renuan to clear the interview. So Renuan will, as you know, I will answer on the screen. She will read the answer and she will reply. She will be selected, her PAN card and everything will go, and suddenly will come to the Renuan account, because she is a professional. She is not the IT professional, so she is not going to cross check in any IT professional database. So easily I can get the money on her name. So that is a moonlighting fraud, which is on a very high. For that, we are using the scientific technology like speaker identification. जैसे आप लोग बोलते हैं ना, जैसे ऑनलाइन में सेशन होते हैं, अभी आप लोगों ने कुछ बच्चों ने इंटर्नशिप किया था, हम पूछते हैं आंसर दे दो, बोलते हैं हमें भी यही फीलिंग आती है जो आपको भी आ रही है. तो बोलते हैं ओके कैन यू राइट, तो लिखते हैं माय कैमरा इज नॉट वर्किंग. और 2 मिनट बाद कैमरा वर्क कर जाता है, उसके बाद फिर ऐसे ऐसे कर वो बाल पता नहीं कितने देर में संभालना होता है. वो केसर भी कल कहते कि रेनू को मैं शुरू से ही कहता हूँ कि बाल को संभाल ले. कल जब रेनू में वैसे कर रही थी खाते समय, तो केसर ने बोला था. सो it's an individual habit, and that is an individual habit. Once we receive some recorded interview, so in the recorded interview the pattern is same, and nowadays they are using the filters. They are using the filters to identify or to change the facial features. जैसे फोन में भी होते हैं ना, फिल्टर लगा दो तो आपका नाक चौड़ी है तो पतली हो जाएगी, पतली है तो चौड़ी हो जाएगी. सो बहुत सारे फीचर्स यूज करते हैं कि कल को फेशियल फीचर जब मैच करने हो तो यू कैन नॉट मैच विद द साइंटिफिक पैरामीटर्स. You use any somatometry, somatoscopy technique, you are not going to get the proper result. So we have to check all these filters, and then we have to conclude that yes, this is a kind of moonlighting fraud. So moonlighting किस तरह की हो सकती है? Full moonlighting हो सकती है, blue moonlighting हो सकती है, क्वार्टर 4 घंटे काम करूंगा, हाफ moonlighting हो सकती है. ये क्वार्टर वो वाला नहीं है, ये आगे वाला खुश है लड़का. ठीक है? So this is a kind of moonlighting we find. For recent, the moonlighting, why people are doing this moonlighting? They are doing just because of the policy is not properly created by the company. So create the proper policy. We have to get prohibiting from the working into the other industries, and work from home is the one we cannot say that this is done at that particular time. So when you are taking an action on these people, it's very important to take their consent for analyzing their laptop, and that's why the company they are giving the laptop of their own. आप पर्सनल तो खुद नहीं कर सकते हैं ना. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला कि आप किसी से पर्सनल पासवर्ड नहीं पूछ सकते हो. व्हाट्सएप का आप पासवर्ड नहीं पूछ सकते हो, बट यू कैन टेक द हेल्प ऑफ सम प्रोफेशनल्स. Like I am working for the NCB, Narcotics Control Bureau, so we work on the several evidences, particularly in the data extraction from the mobile. जैसे शाहरुख के बेटे के केस में हम लोगों ने किया था data extraction. So if the accused is denying, a suspect is denying to give the password, you cannot force them to deny to give the password. लेकिन वो क्या है कि जजमेंट तो पास हो जाती है ना कोर्ट से, और पुलिस का डंडा जब खड़ा रहता है ना, तो accused पासवर्ड क्या है, वो अपनी फेवरेट चीज भी बताता है. But high profile cases, if they will deny, you cannot force, you can take the help of professional, and that's why the company giving their own laptop, and their own laptop. That's why you see the prices of the electronic item rises very high into the COVID because of the side of the supply. So it's very important. What are the challenges which we have? The challenges, rapidly technology is changing, and the professionals, those who are working, like if you have some technology, if you have some knowledge of the particular things, you are the proficient in that. and other people are going to learn, always you will be one step ahead, so that people will approach more to you. Then you have to work extra, right? For two different companies, that is called the moonlighting. That is the one rapid technology. Because when I conducted one workshop, one conference in 2011 through the online platform, Zoom के जैसा platform पे, तो लोगों ने बोला ये क्या होता है? तो 2020 में सबको पता लग गया Zoom क्या होता है. So 9 साल पहले जो टेक्नोलॉजी हम यूज करते थे, आज की टेक्नोलॉजी लोग सब यूज कर रहे हैं. So it's very important to be with the technology. Otherwise, Nokia का case study is important. Particularly for the investigator, you will take a case study of the Nokia. Why the Nokia is failed? Why they are not able to sustain? Because they are not able to work with the technology. And being an expert, if you do not have the knowledge of the technology, the increasing technology, you may do the good analysis, but in the cross-examination, people will raise a question always because some other better expert is available in the courtroom, those who know better than you. So that's why several judgment comes that where they rely on the technology and where they do not rely on the technology. So that is the one challenge. The second challenge we always receive from the police, that phone is locked, WhatsApp is locked, WhatsApp message is deleted. How we can retrieve? So encryption. So encryption is the one biggest challenge. The third is the jurisdiction. मैं बैठ के नासिक में कॉल कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, और जानकारा में सुना ना सबका नंबर आएगा, तो किसी का नंबर मैंने लगा दिया, वहां से उससे बात की, उससे ओटीपी ले लिया. अब जो यूपी की पुलिस है, वो नासिक की पुलिस आपस में कोऑर्डिनेशन ही नहीं बैठा. तो jurisdiction is the one biggest problem for solving any kind of corporate crime. Because अगर मर्डर होता है, किसी में रिश्ते की तो भैंस भी खो जाती है तो रातों रात मिल जाती है, और आदमी का मर्डर हो जाता है तो आज तक पता नहीं चला उसको किसने मारा. As per the code, not as per the me, but as per the code. So nahi pata laga. So this is the one challenge. Jurisdiction is the one based, and the lack of the professionalism. Skilled professionals are very less. Skilled professionals are very less in the forensic community. That is the one where they are playing with the exhibit, whatever they have received. They have to give. And abhi aapne dekha kabhi bhi, you just go through. So there are several analysis and several researches are going on. Particularly, I am associated with one project where आज तक जितने भी केसेस नार्कोटिक्स के फॉरेंसिक लैब में सबमिट हुए हैं, किसी में भी नेगेटिव रिजल्ट नहीं आया. सब में नार्कोटिक्स होता ही होता है, और सब में लगभग परसेंटेज भी वही होती है, सप्लायर अलग अलग होते हैं. सो स्किल प्रोफेशनल इज लैकिंग. सो आपने हर तरह के केसेस देखे कल, कोई केस में सिमिलरिटी थी, टेक्निक थी नहीं, बिकॉज स्किल प्रोफेशनल हमेशा हर एक केस को यूनिक तरीके से सॉल्व करेगा. लेकिन वही A+A = एक्स्ट्रा 2AB वाली बात नहीं करूंगा मैं, क्योंकि मैं भी उतना बड़ा आदमी नहीं हूं. बट A+A+B तो हमेशा ही सबके लिए एक ही रहेगा ना, अगर जो टाइपिस्ट की तरह काम कर रहा है. तो एक्सपर्ट which is called the dry labeling expertise. So if people those who are doing the dry labeling expertise, they are not even using the instrumentation for doing the analysis, and it was accepted in few cases into the Delhi High Court where the CBI inquiry is going on. There are two accused having the same DNA profile. How is it possible? So dry labeling is the one challenge, right? Skilled professional of that. Particularly in the when we talk about the global white crime scenario, where we have the expectation as the corporate who is going to be accountable. Because if I have done some fraud in the corporate, I move immediately. I am not responsible for that particular fraud. 4 लोगों को मिलकर मैं मैनेजर हूँ, वो लोग ये कर लेते हैं, बाद में मैं निकल जाऊंगा, तुम लोग भी अपने 2 मिनट का नोटिस पीरियड देके चल जाना, जब तक पता लगेगा काफी टाइम हो गया. So nobody has the accountability. Intermediary, even in the government sector or in the private sector, they work on the intermediary. No, they are not having the people on their own family. It's like insurance sector. We are doing for the insurance sector. We are the intermediary. We are working for them. We are doing the analysis for them. And if our intention is not good and we change the exhibit, how the insurance company will know? They're not going to know. So intention is very, very important. So law reform, as we have seen the new law reform, where the earlier the forensic science use is the voluntary, now it's a compulsory. When the conviction is more than 7 years, 7 years or more than 7 years. So the expert who is giving the report under section 39, or even they are giving the certificate under 63, right, for the digital evidences, they are accountable. That's due to the new law. And the corporate culture the compliances are very high nowadays. Nowadays, compliances are very high, and I have seen that in the security feature and many other area where they are going to do the very high compliance. And similarly, the conflict of the law. So that is the one. International collaboration. Because nowadays what the corporate is doing, they are doing the work for the foreign company, and that's why you call the MNC. MNC means multinational companies. Those who have their origin into some other country has the different law, our country has the different law. So that is the greater challenge in the international challenges. And that's why these matters go into the arbitration, not into the trial. So in the arbitration trial, we have the different challenges for presentation of the evidences. Because I'm doing for arbitration trial, I'm one of the expert, and tomorrow I have my witness at 7 a.m. in Singapore through the online mode. So that challenges we always have into the sectors. So that is the one very important thing. What is the solution for that? So the solution is number one, building a strong security centers. That is the people, those who are working into the organization, they should understand how the security is important for particular. And I have seen into the here in Sandeep University, if your vehicle is passing 10 times, the same vehicle, same driver, same passenger, but 10 times they are opening up the diggy and they are checking either something there or not. I'm not sure how proficient they are for finding any explosive or narcotics and other things, but they are doing at least. So this is called the culture, where we are following the rules which is set for the particular organization. The forensic technology for the people, those who are working, they should aware that how the forensically the data can be procured and can be secured. Regular vulnerability test, and if that is the reason in many government organizations they are not doing the regular, even in the private organization also. Like you see the Air India data breach, Domino's, Big Basket, AIDS. So just because they are not doing the vulnerability test. And Domino's वाले में तो गुड़गांव में वे सर क्या 3 डिवोर्स केसेस में फाइल हो गए. उसमें क्या बोला कि हस्बैंड ने बोला मैं बैंगलोर जा रहा हूँ ऑफिशियल मीटिंग के लिए, और वो चला गया गुड़गांव में अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड के पास. सो जैसे ही डेटा लीक हुआ तो एक बस उसमें वाइफ ने हस्बैंड का नंबर डाल के देखा कितने टाइम पिज्जा ऑर्डर किया, तो 3 दिन जब वो बैंगलोर बता रहा था वो एड्रेस आया गुड़गांव का एक जगह पर. And that was an evidence which is used for solving the cases. So you can understand the data breach is having a very important sensitive things also. So regular vulnerability test is very important, and VAPT is a good carrier option, those who can choose as a VAPT assessor. Then having a incident response plan. An incident response plan is very less. That is a problem. The people are not able to come with some solutions. हम क्या करते हैं, हमारी कंट्री में कुछ भी हो जाता है तो उसको बचाने की कोशिश करते हैं और बाद में कहते चलो आगे से नहीं करेंगे. And that's why I have heard the Professor Adarsh sir that in AIMS till now the regular internet is not allowed. So you can understand the impact, loss, and many other things. So it's very important to finding out the solution for it. So questions. I'm leaving with the 2 questions with all of you. What do you think can be done to reduce amount of corporate crime that takes place in India? That is the number 1 question. The number 2 question: who should be blamed the most for the majority of the corporate crime takes place? Either the corporate or the government. Right? So these are the 2 questions where you have to look. Now moving to the insurance forensics. Why we need into the insurance forensics? So in insurance sectors we have lots of cases. In insurance, where they have the mis-selling of the policy is wrong, benefit of the why they are having the benefit of the unfair means, like how they are doing, like one person and the insurance people and the person who is working in the insurance company as an officer. What I will do, I will ask everyone to buy the policy of my relative. सबको मैं बोलूंगा एक पॉलिसी ले लो 50,000 रुपए की, तो 100 लोग हैं तो मैंने 5 करोड़ की पॉलिसी दे दी, और 5 करोड़ की पॉलिसी सेल करके सबसे बोला कि सिग्नेचर गलत कर दो, आप उनका कर दो, आप उनका कर दो, और लेटर ऑन आफ्टर दैट यू डिनाई दैट द सिग्नेचर इज नॉट डन बाय यू. ऑब्वियसली वो सिग्नेचर जाएगा वेरीफाई होने के लिए फॉरेंसिक के पास, तो वो बोलेगा कि ऑब्वियसली मैच नहीं हो रहा है. तो कंपनी को वो पैसा आपको रिफंड करना पड़ेगा विद इंटरेस्ट रेट। और मैं जिसने आप 500 लोगों को कन्विंस किया, मुझे कंपनी को बेनिफिट भी पहले दिया, उसने मुझे एयर ट्रेवल दिया, उसने मुझे मालदीव की ट्रिप दी, राइट? नहीं सॉरी, अभी तो लक्षद्वीप की दी होगी, लक्षद्वीप की ट्रिप दी, मालदीव की नहीं। तो उसके बाद फिर उसने मुझे प्रमोशन भी दिया, उसने मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें दी। सो उसमें कंपनी को कितना लॉस है? So it's very important to look into the such things where they have the benefit to the unfair means. Fabrication of the document, which is on a very high, and the document examiner, the scope of the document examiner in such cases is required. Then collusion with the employee and the outsider, that is on a very high in the misuse of the policy. बोलते हैं कि 1 लाख रुपए दे दो, 10 साल तक कुछ नहीं देना, उसके बाद पैसा ही पैसा होगा, अक्षय कुमार की तरह बैठ के बोलते हैं। So मर्डर बाय द किंग और द मॉनेटरी बेनिफिट, जहां पे मर्डर कर देते हैं, बोलते हैं कि इंश्योरेंस का पैसा मिल जाएगा। बहुत सारी मूवी भी देखी होगी आप लोगों ने। सो दैट इज द वन। बीइंग इन अ सर्टिफाइड रोल, आपको वल्नरेबिलिटी टेस्ट का रोल, ट्रेनिंग, एजुकेशन, फ्रॉड असेसमेंट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। Particularly what you have to do the red flags कि क्या है, what are the suspicious activity going on, why the individual is getting the multiple claims of the same region. Like during the investigation I have found few regions where they have the multiple claims, means they are the organized people those who are doing the claim. And I'll show you the one case study, very important, which we did for the Bharti exam. The same zone is getting, and for that they have taken around 36 crore rupees as a claim from the Bharti exam, as a fraud claim. So the witness testimony and social media monitoring, once they are saying that I was in the Haridwar, आज के लिए तो कोई हरिद्वार जाए और मतलब फोटो न लगाए, क्योंकि आज के लिए हम लोग दर्शन के लिए थोड़ी जाते हैं, प्रदर्शन के लिए जाते हैं। So for doing the प्रदर्शन is very important. You will get the evidences from the social media. Why the forensic investigation is required? Because in the forensic we authenticate, identify, classify, reconstruct and evaluate within the time frame by preparation with the protection, proper research, scientific methodology and proper documentation in the form of report, so that court can rely. What are the legal challenges we have? The legal challenges we have, that is called the scientific evidence. The people are, the judges, courts, advocates are not aware about the many scientific parameters. So that is the one. The criteria for the novel scientist. The reason behind that, first we have to look in the admissibility of the evidence. किसी भी evidence की admissibility है कि नहीं, authenticity तो second criteria है ना. So first to make the evidence is admissible or not, either this is the primary evidence or the secondary evidence. जो शुरू में होता था ना section 62 and 63. So either this is admissible or not, then people will talk about the authenticity, right? And that's why in India, and I'm sure that Harsh sir will agree with me, the people are not following the degree of opinion which is given by the scientific working group. And scientific working group say that once you have the evidence, you should not always say yes or no. So there are 9 degrees of opinion which scientific community can form, and I have seen in the international scenario reports where they are forming, either they are the identified or they are not the identified. They are probably, highly probably, or positive identification, and in many cases they have found that there are no evidences. So there is one thing to intention and other thing is to avoid. Just to say that evidence is not available, police has not collected the evidence properly, we are not able to solve. That is called the avoidance. But once you use the technology properly, I'm sure that you will find something. That's why I always say there are 2 kinds of investigation. One is the simple investigation or simple crime. 2 kinds of crime. One is a simple crime, another is a complex crime. So can anyone say what is a simple crime or what is a complex crime? So simple crime is a crime जिसमें criminal ने अपना full mind use नहीं किया. And complex crime is a crime जिसमें investigator ने अपना full mind नहीं use किया. That is the whole difference between the simple crime and the complex crime. With a few case studies, this is a case study where the Pawan Bhutia gang was doing collaboration with the record keeper of the PGI Rohtak. They took the cancer patient body with the collision of the family member that they will give the some lakh rupees, and in this they take the fake insurance. They have, after convincing the family member, they convince the doctor, police officers, hospitals, and they conduct the postmortem also. And in few postmortem, all the injuries and everything is same, just name is changed. That raised a red flag during the investigation. And in this public prosecutors and insurance agents. So till now, 37 people have been arrested by the SIT just on the finding the evidences by, and we also got threat in that. So that is a part, part of our job. So it's very important once you get such scientific evidences and proof. And the challenges which we have, like this is the case where the one body was judged. I told you that killing, murder, or the monetary benefit into the insurance sector. So they have the benefit and they burn the individual, right? And by burning the individual in this, right? By burning the individual, you can find the body over here. So once they remove the body, there are some things which prove that the body was kept later on, and then after the death it was fired. The vehicle was fired. And challenges we have, the reason where evidences have been destroyed, and sometimes the evidences which we receive as a arrested evidences. So that is the one challenge. Also, in the death claim investigation into the corporate insurance investigation, we got the photos which is not with the same parameter. High age differences. Quality of photograph is very less. The different time frame of the photographs. Live photographs and edited photographs. The K3 you can see. They try to prove that the person is using the tika, right? जैसे कल मैं मोबाइल लगवाया था वहाँ पे, but ये देख सकते हो Photoshop में लगाया हुआ. So all these evidences are very very important. And so human cases तो हमने solve कर ही लेते हैं, लेकिन इसको सबकी एक कंपनी है जो कैटल का भी इंश्योरेंस करती है. So human के तो समेटो होती है, हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था अपने मास्टर्स में. अब इन गाय भैंसों का कब पढ़ाया जाएगा? But cases are very high. So that is the one challenge which we are facing. But yes, by seeing some other parameter, photoshopic, snoop analysis, JPG, reliability analysis, all these kind of analysis, once we do, find these photographs are edited, not the genuine one. So the challenges which we have, the capturing devices, age progression, twin faces are very high, face swapping through the exercises, face swap कर देते ना, इधर का उधर लगा देते हैं, और आप लोगों ने भी किया होगा, महाभारत में किस कैरेक्टर जैसे दिखते हो, राइट? सभी कुंभकर्ण जैसे दिख रहे, सोने में सारे आगे हैं ना. So 10-year challenge, right? Accident, artificial tattooing. So secondary identifier, जो जैसा सर ने कल बैग वाला बताया था, वैसे मोल, ज्वेलरी, many secondary identifier playing very important role for identifying. Makeup and surgery. So फोटो अगर लगाते हो, मेकअप किया हुआ, that's why बाद में जो है वो जैसे कहते हैं ना, जोक भी चलता है, एक लड़की ने नया आईफोन खरीदा और तैयार होकर के उसने अपना फेस लॉक लगाया, अब मेकअप धो लिया, फेस लॉक काम नहीं कर रहा है. So makeup is the one challenge which is on a very high. So face swapping के challenges आप देख सकते हैं, very difficult. Through the अगर ये दोनों known faces ना हो, through any forensic tool is very difficult कि face swapping हुआ है, right? ये बहुत मुश्किल है. और जैसे on the social media पे LHS equal to RHS चलता रहता है, टाइगर श्रॉफ और प्रियंका गांधी का. So it's very, and ये भी आप लोगों ने बहुत देखा होगा. कौन है ये? कौन है? So इस तरह की face swapping and matching बहुत high level पे होती है. So you can see the parameters which are very common, and if just imagine if they are not the high profile people, if they are not the unknown, if they are the unknown people, what will be your result? It's very difficult. It's very difficult. That's why आपका job role सब चीज का नहीं है. You have to take the expertise, otherwise दुनिया आपको यही समझेगी. So इससे आपको अगर आगे निकलना है, you have to change your job role. So in that condition, otherwise जो एक बहुत बड़ा बैंक ऑफिसर जो पूरा का पूरा आपका पैसा आपके एक सिग्नेचर पे निकाल देता है करोड़ों रुपए, उसको फॉरेंसिक की स्पेलिंग नहीं आती, उसको फॉरेंसिक की स्पेलिंग नहीं आती. तो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड हाउ द पीपल आर टेकिंग फॉरेंसिक्स, राइट? दैट्स व्हाई वी मेड सम मूवी टू aware the public with a real scientific, not like a cinematography liberty. We made the movie forensic. अगर आप लोगों ने देखी होगी तो, नहीं देखी होगी तो देखना, G5 पे है. So then we made the कठपुतली. इसमें मैंने छोटी सी forensic expert की एक्टिंग भी की है with अक्षय कुमार. So this is the one parameter where you can make your career beyond the laboratory. Because in the morning I heard a very beautiful quote from the Mukesh sir, and Mukesh sir said that beyond is my favorite word. So Earlier I made in my presentation other words. So I edited was just because of hearing the word beyond the laboratory. So beyond the laboratory, you can become a script consultant because you are very near to the Mumbai. जाओ मुंबई में स्क्रिप्ट कंसल्टेंसी करो, कैसे स्क्रीन प्ले होता है, क्या क्या कैटेगरी होती है, कैसे कैसे आप मूवी के लिए कर सकते हो। फिर मैंने अशुभ किया, फिर मैंने मिसेस अंडरकवर किया। नाउ आई एम वर्किंग विद 3 प्रोजेक्ट विद राधिका आपके। So it's very important once you go and you learn art and designing, you can be a good consultant for making the laboratory. आप अच्छी तरह से laboratory बना सकते हो, on shoot location पे आप गाइड कर सकते हो कि कैसे करना है, because actors are not aware how to do the body language, and किसी शॉट को कई बार लग जाता है जब तक satisfied नहीं होते हैं, and that's why you have seen in several movies nowadays they are taking the help of the consultant. The reason behind that, they want to show some reality. And Bollywood say that we need the people like you, the forensic people. Forensic वाले आते ही नहीं। तो रीजन बेहिंड हमने सपना देखा है कि हम तो क्राइम सीन पे जाएंगे और हर शर्मा सर की तरह बॉडियों के साथ करेंगे। सबको नहीं मिलता है ऐसा मौका, ऐसे बहुत कम लोग होते हैं जिनको मौका मिलता है, बट उससे भी ज्यादा जरूरी है कि आप अपने पैशन को फॉलो करो और फोरेंसिक को आगे ले जाए। इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सो आई वेलकम यू ऑल ऑफ यू इन दिल्ली। ये हमारी 15th ISR कॉन्फ्रेंस है, 23 से 25 अगस्त न्यू दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में। आप लोग आइए। दुनिया के स्टारवर्ड आ रहे हैं इसमें, इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में। हेनरी ली सर ने जैसा कल बताया था, ही इज वन ऑफ द टॉप मोस्ट। इमिलियो, रॉबर्ट ग्रीन, सो ये सारे टॉप के लोग हैं जो वर्ल्ड के फॉरेंसिक कम्युनिटी के हैं। इंडिया के भी सारे टॉप के लोगों को मैंने बुलाया हुआ है। तो इनसे आपको मिलने का, इनसे एक्सपीरियंस करने का, 1-to-1 इंटरेक्ट करने का मौका मिलेगा। एंड कुछ इनवाइटेड स्पीकर्स भी हैं। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट इसमें 2 और लोग आ रहे हैं, जो एक तो आपने देखा है शम्स तारिक खान, जिनको भी आप लोग जानते हैं, जो क्राइम आज तक पे आते रहते हैं, क्राइम तक की स्टोरी करते हैं। इंडिया के टॉप मोस्ट क्राइम जर्नलिस्ट, नंबर 1 क्राइम जर्नलिस्ट, ही इज आल्सो कमिंग। एंड यू नो डॉक्टर सालुम के इज आल्सो कमिंग। आपको उनसे भी मिलने का मौका मिलेगा। हमारी लास्ट कॉन्फ्रेंस में भी इस बार भी होगा। So those who are working, those who are in the master degree, we have a program called UGC Net Learning Program. So in this program, last year 54 students have qualified. इस program की beauty क्या है कि you will get the complete learning portal with the study material and everything. And the beauty is that आपका ये 100% स्कॉलरशिप प्रोग्राम। आप एग्जाम क्लियर करते हो यूजीसी नेट का, तो आपको जो फी आप 3000 पे कर रहे हो तो 3000 रिफंड होगी। और अगर आपने JRF क्लियर किया है तो आपको 6000 रुपीज रिफंड होगा। लास्ट ईयर हमने 54 बच्चों के लिए किया। So it's not for any monetary earning, it's just for making the good professional. अब रीजन क्या है? You all see the pattern why we have launched this program. पहले 191, 180 पे यूजीसी नेट हो जाता था, अभी पिछले साल 196 पे रहा। कंपटीशन को इंक्रीज करना है ताकि हाई प्रोफेशनल जो क्लियर करके आ रहे हैं, दे शुड कम विद मोर नॉलेज। सो इसीलिए हमने ये पूरी स्कॉलरशिप रखा, क्लियर करो पैसे डबल ले जाओ। सो दैट लास्ट ईयर 54 में किया, इस बार हमें उम्मीद है कि कम से कम मतलब अराउंड 37% यूजीसी के पूरे रिजल्ट में से हमारे एक इंस्टीट्यूट से बच्चे क्लियर किए। Just because it is a content which we have prepared, which can be accessed anytime with a good quality. We have some foundation course, as I promised. This month we have a foundation course on forensic graphology. Graphology with the use of forensic. Graphology is a different science, forensic is different. But course of graphology, those who are interested, the fee is 1500 rupees. But for you, those who came in the front row, with all of you, you can get the 50% scholarship. So you just have to pay 750 rupees if you are interested, right? So that you can learn the different sides. Okay. So with this, I have time. So time is around 50 minutes. I completed it 9 minutes, 11 seconds. So this is my contact details. You can reach to me anytime. Right? मेरा बेटा 1.5 साल का था, तब से फोरेंसिक करता है वो। And हमारे पास से कोई नहीं है। ये सही है। I'm open for all kinds of questions. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Dr. Vijit, for a very, very elaborative and knowledge increase. Means students have awareness about the programs, and definitely it will help. So I think a student must be benefited from different type of financial crimes which are happening nowadays, and it's a mind-opening. You can say that the lecture was very informative, and naturally, people, particularly students, will learn how the digital financial deals can be made safe. So we are hoping that students will be benefited, and if anybody is interested in getting a training or go for any course, okay, so that will be helpful. And definitely another thing which the conference you are organizing, that will also be very useful for the student. So we are hoping for the best, and expecting that we will have another chance to hear from you this type of lecture. Very informative. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Question? If there is no question, it means all clear, travel clear.
Maybe beyond.
Maybe beyond.
A beyond can be taken in both the sense.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for your patience, sir.
Do we have an online lecture also from Sharon?
Yes, sir, we have an online lecture.
Yeah, we will be having another lecture lecture online from Sharon McCullen on crime scene investigator. She is from FBI USA. Just wait for the lecture, and the title of the lecture is Cold Case Crime Scene Management.
So, before starting with the online lecture, we would like to invite Dr. Mukesh Kumar Thakkar to felicitate Dr. Ranjit Singh with a token of gratitude. Thank you very much, sir, for the insightful presentation. We are truly grateful for sharing your valuable insights. On behalf of everyone here, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Ranjit Singh for inspiring speech. Next up, we have Cheryl McCollum to join with us today online. I would like to call upon stage Mr. Preetam Pandit to formally introduce Ms. Cheryl McCollum.